listening now, and they kept listening too, because he told them the most important thing they could do was to be quiet, so they were quiet. I'm pretty sure he's still in his cage. Our job is to lure him back into his cage, Mr. Morals whispered. He put my cage in the middle of the floor, then he went to the kitchen and got a handful of sunflower seeds. Lily and Brenda helped him make a trail of seeds across the floor leading up to the cage. Good, said Mr. Morals. Now I have to be very, very quiet and wait for Humphrey to pick up the seeds. But if you say anything or even move, you might scare him. I'll be quiet, Dad, said Lily. Brenda agreed. They all sat on the sofa. Do you think it will work? Lily whispered. Of course, Brenda answered. Dad's smart. Well, he's not the only one. While I waited, after all, the Morals children needed to get breakfast. Staying quiet they could get. While Willie got restless, I started skittering across the floor. I hear him, said Brenda. Shh, said Willie. I waited a few more seconds, then scrambled out of the corner and grabbed the closest seat. I could hear loud gasps from the children, but I pretended not to notice. I scurried toward the second seed. This plan Mr. Morals and I came up with was tasty, tasty, tasty. I could almost feel 3 pairs of eyes fixed on me, but I ignored them. I grabbed up to the third and fourth seed, hit them in my cheek pouch, and stopped right outside the open door of my cage. Inside, Mr. Morales had left a lovely pile of sunflower seeds. It was nice to be free, but my cage was home, after all. Besides, until the day somebody fixes the lock that doesn't lock, I can get out whenever I want. The kids were still quiet, so I made a run for the cage. Mr. Morrow quickly closed the door. The children began to cheer. We did it, said Brenda. Dad's the smartest man in the world, said Willie. Hey, you kids helped. When we cooperate and work together, we make a pretty good team, Mr. Morrows told them. Blow me door, they agreed. The best. Mr. Morrow squatted down and winked at me. Of course, Humphrey helped too. I'll say. The rest of the week with the Morrows family was fine. Sometimes the kids started interrupting their mom or dad, but Mr. Morrows just reminded them that they could be polite if they tried. Willie and Brenda tried. Mrs. Morrows sold a house. It turns out that selling other people's houses was her job, so they celebrated with pizza and ice cream. Then Brenda learned to hold me gently. Willie even cleaned the poo out of my cage, which I appreciated. Life was good. I thought as Mr. Morales drove me back to school Monday morning, but then I remembered Mrs. Brisbane and how she'd say I was a troublemaker and she was going to get rid of me.